All right, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day. We're so glad you're here. Come on, let's sing ourselves in. All right. There we go. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know love can heal us all. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. All right.
Thank you, Gretchen. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity in Chicago. I'm Sherry. I'm always really glad to see you. Each one of you, brings a very, very special energy when you join us here on Sunday. Some of you bring a heart full of joy and happiness, and some of you bring some sadness with you, but when we blend it all together, then it's just peaceful. So glad to see each one of you today. Each Sunday when we come together, we celebrate our oneness with one another and with God. In Unity, we welcome those of every culture, every lifestyle, and every creed. We honor the many paths to God, the many names for God, and the many ways in which we experience God. We give thanks for the presence of God within each of us and the expression of grace, love, and truth in our lives. Today, we join with hundreds of thousands of people around the world who are reading the daily word. Today's daily word is success. Realizing God within me, I am successful. God in me is the wellspring of all power and zeal. God in me is the cradle of pure love and compassion. God in me is the source of true wisdom and understanding. In the midst of life's opportunities and challenges, God in me is the one true foundation for glory and success. As I consider the desires of my heart, my goals, and my dreams, I invite and allow the power and presence of God to move my heart, mind, and soul in the direction of my highest good. I radiate love, peace, and joy as I follow my heart. Attuned to the divine within, I face challenges and embrace opportunities with faith and optimism. I entrust the end results to the God in me. And from Colossians 3:4, when Christ, who is your life, is revealed, then you also will be revealed with him in glory. And now I think Reverend Heidi'd like to update us on some things.
Thank you, Sherry. Good morning. And welcome to your home on Thome, spiritual community of light, love, and laughter. We've been unlocking the imprisoned splendor with our keys to the kingdom for 7 weeks, and today's message is living in the flow, how to not just talk about prosperity, but how to be prosperity, how to recognize that life isn't happening to us, but life's happening through us. And you all keep showing up to allow your life to know that you're a human being, but you're having a spiritual adventure. And we keep this flow going, this law of circulation, by not only coming to church on Sundays, but being part of this mission of awakenedness in your life. And I always want to thank people that continue to give their time, talent, and treasure. And Kevin, you don't have to come up here this time, but Kevin washed our windows. You know, he painted, then he washed windows. So yay, Kevin, who's back here. Yes. And we had a group of people, Anthony Baltazar and David Vigiano and Ross Colby, that came with a truck and took away all of our old computer equipment that's been sitting there probably for like 20 years. And mice, you know, those things that don't have legs, but just, yes, right, the mice. Anyway, so we just feel so grateful for prosperity being this experience where we're looking at what's not working in our life, and rather than just ignoring it, we're actually paying attention to it and saying, how do we become part of moving what's not working out into the world? We went and recycled these things, and then we have space for new things to be created. So we just breathe into this experience of really knowing that your life, the happiness of your life, is your divine inheritance. So I'd like to put that little boy back up here that's talking about success, and our affirmation to start this morning is, I say yes to my divine inheritance. Let's say that together. I say yes to my divine inheritance. And breathe in, yeah. And we're going to talk about how your divine inheritance is really about having a great day and about having a great life. And so how do we keep practicing that? And we're so lucky here at Unity in Chicago because we have so many events all week long that can help you remember who you are. There was a fellow at the first service that said, I was going to stay home this morning, and once I come here, I realized I would have missed this. And it's kind of like I would have missed my life if I hadn't started coming to a place that reminds me who I am. So we have many adventures starting next week, new classes that are beginning. You know, Unity was founded on prayer, and it is said that prayer doesn't change God, prayer changes you, because God is within you. And so we are having a class called Adventures in Prayer. I don't know which prayer used to be like for you. Maybe it was like this. Maybe it didn't feel like an adventure. But we're going to have an adventure in prayer, and we're going to follow a book called Adventures in Prayer, written by Reverend Sharon Connors. And obviously, you can come to the class if you want to understand how prayer is a dynamic, life-filling energy. And it is a class that's going to be a prerequisite if you'd like to attend the chaplain training in the midst of September, in the middle of September, the 17th through the 19th of September. And if chaplaincy may be on your heart. But you may just come to the class and see what happens. Watch what happens to you. So it's 3 Mondays, the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. It's on a love offering basis. It'll be down in the library at 7 p.m. So I invite you to come. I'll be leading that class. And the next thing that we're doing next Saturday is our silent day. You know, our fourth principle of unity is that we practice prayer and meditation. So prayer is our way of having that conversation of what would I love life to look like, and meditation is how we listen. So this will be an all-day experience. I'd like you to arrive at 9:30 and bring your lunch and put it in the fridge and mark it, because we're all in the floor around here with the food, so you want to make sure you've had your lunch marked. Who knows who will eat it? But anyway, so bring your lunch at 9:30, and then we'll meet here at 10. It's going to be a series of sitting for 30 minutes, walking for 45 minutes, sitting for 30 minutes. We'll have chanting. We'll have many things that will happen, but mainly you'll get to be with the most important relationship you have, and that's with you. So next Saturday, 9:30, you want to arrive, and 10 o'clock we'll start. Of course, in the divine order of things, we are so blessed to have our keynote speaker and musical guest today. Greg Tamblyn, NCW, no credentials whatsoever, has a ministry, and his ministry is to save the world from whiny victim love songs. Very important ministry in the world. Yay, Greg! Greg, for 20 years, has been inflicting this sense of comedy and spiritual enlightenment on spiritual communities, as I said, for 20 years. And we are blessed to have him inflict his message on us today. I have known Greg for many years, and it is beautiful to see how you find your spiritual family in Unity churches. And I always say he's a brother from another mother, and he's one of my dearest friends, and I'm so glad he's here with us today. I was reading about quotes on laughter, and it says, "We don't stop laughing because we get old. We get old because we stop laughing." So I would like to introduce my friend Greg, who always keeps me laughing. So Greg, welcome. Let's give him a Unity in Chicago welcome.
Hi, everybody. Really appreciate being back here. It's been about 15 years, I think, since I was with you all, and I'm just wondering what the heck happened. What took so long? When I was growing up, I was just thinking about this when Heidi was talking about all the things that are going on here. I grew up in a suburb of Kansas City, and my grandparents had a farm that backed up onto Unity Village. Did I ever tell you this? Yeah. So they had an 80-acre farm that just joined Unity Village in the back. And so as a kid, we'd always drive out to the farm to see my grandparents. And it was probably 30, 40-minute drive. And, to a little kid, that seems forever. And back then, there was nothing built up. So you would drive a little ways through the burbs, and then you'd sort of drive through the country for a while, and then you'd get to Unity Village, which was like nothing else. It was like Oz there on the horizon with these big hedges and tiled roofs and the big tower, and it was just so unlike anything else. And we drive by Unity Village, and I'd say, now what's this place? And they'd say, that's Unity. And I'd say, yeah, but what's Unity? And they'd say, we don't know. I got the same answer every time, So I love it that I found out. I ended up finding all about it. And I'm really, really happy to be with you here today. I want to share some thoughts about the sacred and the silly as pathways to the joy of now. And to start, I'd like to go back to ancient Persia, about 1200 and something. The wonderful, mystic Sufi poets that were writing then. You probably are familiar with Rumi. He's fairly well known, and he had a contemporary that's not as well known named Hafez. So how many of us know Hafez? Is there any? A few of us. Okay, great. Even more than the first service. Beautiful, deep, profound, very whimsical poet. He's just full of great thoughts and rhymes and words. So if you have a chance to check out Hafez, I recommend it. But a long time ago, Hafez said this: what is the difference between your experience of existence and that of a saint? The saint knows that the spiritual pathway is a sublime chess game with God, and that the beloved has just made such a fantastic move that the saint is now tripping over joy, bursting out in laughter, and saying, I surrender. Whereas, my dear, I'm afraid you still think you have 1,000 serious moves. And you relate to that? Well, I can relate to it because life got really serious for me in a big way about 25 years ago. I got in a lot of trouble, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Every way you can be in trouble. I mean, have you ever been thinking about your life, looking at your life, and just thought, what the heck happened? Have you ever thought that? How did things get to be like this? And that's where I was. I was down in a dark hole and trying to figure out what happened, how I got there, and come up with some kind of excuse. So this is what I figured out. This is called just a little soul hanging out in space. Well, I was just a little soul hanging out in space, getting ready to come into the human race. God came over and he said to me, well, kid, what you want to be? It's time for you to go get a life But you don't have to have no struggle or strife. You can live a life of comfort and ease. Worldly pleasures, do as you please. I can give you parents with lots of money. Southern California, bright and sunny. Tall and handsome, a movie star. Fancy parties, expensive cars, or maybe an athlete with rhythm and grace. You could do the Olympics, win every race. Confidence just oozing from you, and the women, they're gonna love you. Or maybe you'd like to help those in low places, like a Peace Corps worker or Mother Teresa. But you know, when it's all said and done, being the Pope is a lot more fun. Or how about a yogi with magical powers? You could levitate for hours and hours and teach everybody to walk on hot coals, sell books and CDs by the truckloads. Well, what do you say, kid? You make the call. You can have any part or you can have it all. You just tell me what you want to be, and I'll give it to you. It's my guarantee, yeah. Well, I just stood there with my mouth open because, you know, that's just what I've been hoping. But while I was deciding to choose which one, I thought, well, maybe I'd just have me some fun. Because me and God, see, we're pretty tight. And I know God likes a good joke, all right. So I figure I'll pull his leg for a while, see if I can't make the old boy smile. So I say, Father old mine, you know, all that glory, to tell you the truth, sounds kind of boring. I want a life with some challenge to it. You know, something I gotta work to get through it. I don't want fame and easy success. I want to be shamed and easily depressed. With various physical and mental afflictions. You might as well throw in multiple addictions. I don't need life to be a sweet dream. I want writer's block and low self-esteem. Sensitive skin and food allergies. And when I get around girls, make me sneeze. Make me wish that I had more height. Give me claustrophobia, stage fright. Prone to worry, riddled with doubt. And thinking I'll never figure life out. Yeah, that's it, God. That's what I want to have. And then I just shut up so he could laugh. Well, God looked at me with a puzzled brow, shook his head and just said, holy cow. For a minute he stood there pulling his beard and then he said, kid, you're pretty darn weird. And I know you're just playing the fool, but this time, kid, the joke's on you. And then he grinned at me and he yelled, Shazam! That's my story, and here I am. Oh, thank you. Evidently, some of you got here the same way. It's good. Will Rogers said, if you find yourself in a hole, the first thing is, stop digging. And that's true. We have to have some awareness around what we think about all day, because it does tend to show up. But the good news about that is if we own that, and if we take responsibility for our lives, there's power there. Because if I'm the problem in my life, I'm also what? A problem in everyone else's life. It's a great little place in the Gospel of Thomas. I love a passage that says, if you bring forth that which is inside you, it will save you. It will save you. It's really, I think, powerful, important, extremely healthy to bring forth that which is inside you. There's a guy I read about, I think, does this. I don't know if you've heard of this man. He's an artist. He's a painter. His name is Donald Roller Wilson. Anybody know his work? Well, one of the great things about flying around the country, as I'm sure you know, is airline magazines. And that's where I learned about Donald Roller Wilson. And I cut this out for a couple of reasons. He's got this amazing art, this niche that all he paints is Gothic, realistic, highly detailed pictures of chimpanzees dressed up in clothes doing strange things. I know you can't see this very well. I should have put it on the PowerPoint, but you can come up and look at it later. These are very, very whimsical pictures, and he sells these. I mean, the people that buy his paintings are, Roseanne, Jack Nicholson, Harrison Ford, Paul Simon, Elizabeth Taylor, Dan Aykroyd, Steve Martin, Meryl Streep, Carol Burnett, Diane Sawyer, Carrie Fisher. I mean, he's got this huge following of people that pay tons of money for these. But the reason I saved it is for this quote. He says, "It takes all the arrogance out of everything you do when you know that God is so much bigger than you are. And yet, everything you are and do and see is filled with God. The trees, the asphalt, the people fighting over Aquanet at Walmart." That sounds silly, but silliness is just as important as love, just as important as tragedy. You can make a profound intellectual statement just by basing your efforts on silliness. And I believe this. Now, one example is Patch Adams. How many of you saw the movie? Robin Williams, Patch Adams. And how many of you have seen the real Patch give a talk? So quite a few of us. And so if you haven't seen the real Patch, he doesn't look like Robin Williams at all. He's 6'6" or 6'7". He's real tall. He's very thin, and he's got long hair, usually down to mid-thigh. It's gray hair now, but it's usually half dyed blue or red or something. He's a clown doctor. He's a doctor, medical doctor who dresses like a clown every day, and he's figured out that clowning, silliness, playfulness, these are the ways that he can spread love and compassion. Patch likes to say that kindness and fun are his religion. Well, Patch is almost finished building the first silly hospital in the world. It's called the Gesundheit Institute. It's in West Virginia, and you can go there. You can go work there. I've seen lists of people, technicians, doctors, nurses, therapists. I've seen lists of people waiting to go volunteer at Gesundheit. Dozens of people. Why are these people waiting to go work there? There's no money. There's no fee for any service at Gesundheit. Everything's free. Why does everybody want to go work there? Because it's fun. Because Patch makes it fun. So I've been around Patch a lot. And one of the things he says is that he feels like the world is wallowing in misery. And that one of the most radical things you can do in our culture is to have a good day. Let everybody know. So that's not radical to us here in Unity, because we teach that. But we do know that the world is serious. We get reminded every time we turn on the news for 2 minutes how serious the world is. But let me ask you this. Is there anybody here besides me who's ever had the particular gift or talent of making life even more serious than it already is? Right. Because I'm great at that. So I wrote this song for myself, kind of exorcised this whole thing from myself, and it's called Writer's Block, the long-term positive and negative effects of worry. I was worried about not writing any song. No words, no tunes, nothing for way too long. I was worried I'd never write again. Maybe there was no more ink in my pen. And I thought about that, and I began to feel ashamed. I was ashamed that I've been worried about not writing. I've been through droughts before and come out fighting. It seemed like my worry was out of control, and I was ashamed about it down to my soul. And then it hit me what I was doing, and I started feeling guilty. I was guilty that I could let myself feel shame over something so insignificant as this writing game. I thought I'd released that stuff long ago, and I felt guilty that I had such a long way to go. And then I realized what I was doing, and I got embarrassed. I was embarrassed that my shame could make me feel guilty. All these negative emotions, man, it was silly. If someone could see inside my head, they'd give me a drug and put me to bed. Yeah, I was embarrassed. That made me mad. I was angry that I could be so immature. I was angry at me, down on myself for sure. And as my anger turned into resentment, I thought about what the long-term effects of that meant, and I realized what I was doing to my body, and I began to feel afraid. I was afraid of what I was doing to myself. All these negative emotions affecting my health. If body and mind are so interconnected, my shame, guilt, worry, and fear were making me infected, and I was afraid that I was becoming depressed. And as I began to sink into depression, the effect on my body and mind became an obsession. The outcome of this could not be in doubt, and that gave me something new to worry about. I knew that I might not be around for too long, so I wrote it all down, and I had a new song. When I thought about that, I was fine again. Now, just a little trip through my mind. You don't want to stay there too long. Anyway, it's pretty silly, but there's a lot of joy in that, see, because we're taking something limiting and bothersome and troublesome and restrictive, and we're turning it inside out or upside down. We're taking all the power out of it by making it funny. And all of a sudden, it doesn't seem like such a big deal. So there's joy there. And worry is the enemy of joy. Because if we're worried, are we in this moment? No, where are we? Yeah, so the future, yeah, well, we're not here. And the thing is, it's okay to look at the past and the future, just don't stare. A lot of us get in the habit of staring. It's easy to do. We get a lot of encouragement from our cultural messages to give up our power, to stare at the past and the future, to get stuck. We're going to have fun with that tonight in the comedy concert. One of the things we'll do is look at a lot of the ways our culture encourages us to give up our power and how empowering it can be when you stand back and laugh at it. We have dog lovers. How many dog lovers? How many cat lovers? All right. We're going to have something special for the dog lovers and the cat lovers too, but anyway, back to silliness. I was watching 60 Minutes a little while ago, sometime back, and I saw Mel Brooks. They were interviewing Mel Brooks, and he was talking about this. He said, Socrates tells us it's good to know thyself. He said, I've learned it's way better to now thyself. Now thyself. He said, we need more people living in the now, like it's the last day. And I thought about that. I thought, well, that's why I never have clean clothes, because who wants to do laundry on the last day? But I think he's right, and Mel Brooks is pretty good at being silly. Well, silliness is a great way to now thyself. Silliness is a great way to stop staring at the past and the future and just come back to the present. And I could talk to you about this all day, but I actually have a short little 3-second demonstration that will make this point very effectively. So it doesn't take any talent, any preparation, any thought, anything. All you have to do is when I say go, turn to someone close to you, next to you, turn to someone for 3 seconds and have a contest to see who can make the weirdest face. Ready? Go! Come on, get weird. 3 seconds. Just... Come on, let it out. It's great to stretch those face muscles. Loosen up your Botox. Okay, so that was great. You all did great, and I'm willing to bet that for those few seconds, not one person in here was thinking about their mortgage. Or their test results, or the divorce papers, or whatever's going on. For those few seconds, we were in that love and that fun together, and that's what silliness does. Every 4-year-old knows this. It's just about the now. And my thinking about this, my belief, is that all of these qualities that we associate with God, everything that we come to God for, all the love and all the healing and all the power, all the beauty, all the connection, everything that we come to God for is available in this moment. God never goes on break. It's always available, but we get stuck in our important grown-up lives here in the U.S. of stress, or as my friend calls it, the excited states of America. We get stuck in our important grown-up lives, and we forget to come back to the moment and just open the gift, open the present. And silliness is a great way to do that. If we just remember to inject silliness, to make it a humor attitude that we practice, like gratitude, like compassion. We can practice it. We can get good at it. If I can, anybody can. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is where? Yeah, within. And to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be like a child. It's so simple. It's so simple. So yeah, we live here in a kind of a work, busy society. And part of the reason that we have this, well, let me just put it this way. This is my theory. You don't have to buy this. But I think part of the reason that we're so serious is because our country was colonized to a great extent by the Puritans. You remember them? They were so serious, the English kicked them out. And we all have some of that heritage. We all have that as a cultural heritage. Now, the good part of that is we can work hard. We all know how to work hard. We work. That's what we do. We work harder than any country in the world still. But it's that lightening up part that some of us have trouble with. So if you grew up serious like I did, it is okay to practice. And it's okay to hang out with people that will encourage you to be silly, like, here, like at Unity. All right, so silliness is a great way to now thyself. Come back to the joy and the power of this moment. Now, there are other ways. You come to Unity, so you know about meditation and this wonderful silent retreat next Saturday. You know about prayer. You know about service and gratitude. You know about powerful feelings of love and connection. And these are all good ways to come back and be in the present, stop staring at the past and the future. But the thing I want to touch on, just for a couple minutes before we finish, is the experience of the sacred. And what I mean by this term is the mystical connotation of this word sacred. Because when I got into trouble, when I got down into that black hole of despair, and believe me, it was all about despair. That was predominant emotion, despair and fear. When I got down there and I was so afraid I would never have another good day, I would just never ever feel normal again, one of the things I did was go back to reading mystics. And I rediscovered the descriptions of the mystical experience across the traditions and down through the centuries. And they're remarkably similar in vocabulary. The tone, the sound, even the language is so similar from mystic to mystic, and it's all about this joy, this bliss of merging with God to the extent that the little self disappears. All that's left is God, the big self. There's no past, there's no future, there's just God. And it's described as blissful, joyful, euphoric, nirvana, ecstatic, these kinds of words. Well, it helped me a lot to read this, because when I thought, okay, if people can get to that level of consciousness and live there, then surely I have to be able to get up out of this hole I'm in and just feel okay again. So it really inspired me. So what I'd like to do with the last couple of minutes is create a little experience together where we move down that road a ways, down that path. Would you be up for that? Okay. So time-honored ways of doing this are singing, chanting, prayer, meditation. We're going to do all those together in a beautiful little chant that evidently you know quite well, because when Reverend Erica was here, this was one of her favorite chants. It's called Heart of the Mother. So some of you, I know, are quite familiar with this. And the kind of the beautiful little circle about this is Reverend Erica actually learned this chant from me when I went to her church in Pennsylvania before she came here. Now, I didn't write this. A lot of people think I did because I recorded it a long time ago, but it's Michael Stillwater's piece of music, and he should get all the credit. It's a very beautiful, magical, powerful piece of music, and we're going to use it in a specific way to go into and out of meditation, and it's going to transport us. So, if you don't know it, we're going to teach it to you quickly, and then I'll show you how we'll do it. All right? 2 parts. We have a low part for the guys, we have a high part for the ladies, and we sing them both at the same time. And you little kids back there, you can sing any part you want. I don't care. Okay? The low part is very simple. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Right? So it's mother, love, Father, God. Okay? I'm just looking around. The men, guys, we are a little bit outnumbered, so I need all of you. Right? Okay? I am one with the mother, love, Father, God. But anybody can sing it this time. We're just going to learn it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Okay, so it's mother, love, Father, God. Everybody, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I am one with the heart of the mother. One with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Okay, one more time. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. Wow, that is great. Now, there's a couple of you, I just want to tell you that this is actually easier with your mouth open. Don't be afraid to sing, because it's not about your singing. It's about making a sound, a group sound. And the sound is what's going to transport you. And if you're making the sound, then it's going to work. Okay, so just dive in there. All right, so that's the low part, the male part. We have a high part for the ladies. It's very simple. It's Ave Maria, and then a Greek phrase, Kyrie eleison. That means, Lord have mercy. Kyrie eleison. I always say, if you can't remember that, just think carry a laser with an accent, and you'll be there. Okay? So if you know it, please help Gretchen and me teach it. Ave Maria, Kyrie eleison. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ave Maria, Kyrie eleison. Great, let's do it again. Now, Gretchen and I are not going to be bombarding you with our voices because we want you to hear you. We're going to be in the background singing it just so you can hear us, you know the part, but we want you to hear you. So open up, relax, let it out. Also, she has this beautiful soprano voice. If you can't get up that high, you don't have to. Just sing it where I sing it. Ave, or sing a harmony part, whatever part works. All right, so just relax. We're going to start with the men and the I am one verse. We're going to lock that in. Then we're going to bring in the Aves, and we'll do this a few times. And then we'll get quiet with it, and we will go into meditation, share a beautiful prayer, and then we'll come back with our chant and see where it takes us. Okay, so I invite you to now thyself. Just be here. Give yourself to this. Men, I am one with the heart of the Mother, love, Father, God. 1, 2, 3. I am one with the heart of the Mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Okay, a little louder, guys. One more. I am one with the heart of the Mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Keep it going, men, ladies. Ave. I am one with the heart of the Mother. I am one with the heart. Good again. Softer. just silently. So let's relax. Let our eyes close. Take a nice slow breath and listen. Let all things be healthy. Let all things be peaceful. Be sure to count your blessings at least once a day. Forgive those who have hurt you and those who have offended you. But forgive yourself for what you have done and for that which you have failed to do. That which is done, there is no need to speak of. And that which is past, there is no need to blame. Have self-control, self-knowledge, self-respect, and the courage to dare. Be tranquil. The light of intelligence will shine. And strive to make a spot where you stand beautiful. And then the beauty and harmony will follow you in all your ways and in all your days. On this journey we call life. Now let's get ready to hum our parts together. Together. Let's sing softly. Okay, full voice now. Again. One more time, full voice. let's breathe that in. Just breathe that in for a minute. You know, some interesting things just happened. We actually, in addition to what we felt there, which was really powerful, we actually aligned our brain waves in a very powerful pattern. In addition to that, research from Germany has just shown that people who sing together in a group consistently, you know, like once a week, live longer, fewer health problems. I mean, that was so powerful, and I hope you felt the presence of all of us and spirit in just here in that moment. So thank you so much for doing that. I'm going to pause here. I have another song, but we're going to stop and bring in the prayer box and share our blessings. And so just hold that feeling that you have, and let's take it with us into this next part.
We invite you to say the names of those who you would like held in prayer into this sacred space. In this moment, we hold our beautiful and beloved community in our hearts and prayers. We send love and healing to one another, to our city, this United States, and our leaders. We hold our minister, our board, our staff, and our volunteers to this powerful prayer energy. And we bless each one of them. May our peace and oneness bless our brothers and sisters all around the world. Thank you, God, for prayers already answered. Amen. We are your prayer chaplains to this service. We have Leslie, Jeff, Jen, and myself, Gabriela, and we are here to serve all of you today. We are here to support our community with prayer. If you have a prayer concern, a joy to share, whatever you might have in your heart, we are here to pray with you. We want to make sure that no one leaves today with a burden on their heart. You don't have to do anything other than make your request. We will take your request into prayer, and rest assured we will honor your confidentiality. The prayers in the prayer box are prayed on here in Unity in Chicago and then sent to Unity Village, where they are prayed for an additional 30 days. Also, feel free to send a prayer request through our website during the week as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Greg. Oh my gosh. So they say the heart opens and the eyes leak. I don't know about y'all, but anyway, you know, sometimes when we're wondering how does healing happen, right? It's often just being willing to show up. And that I had no idea that Greg had introduced that song to Reverend Erica, and I know Reverend Erica used that song in her tryout, and her ministerial tryout, and then really invited you all to know that with her. If you're here for the first time, you know Reverend Erica was here years ago, and so we're all this sort of vibrational journey together, and we're all healing what we need to heal, we're revealing what we need to reveal, and I just appreciate, I was so moved by just the vibration of that song, that everyone, like Greg says, it works best when we open our mouths and be part of our journey. So one of the things that we're right here, right now, what we're doing is we're celebrating our abundance. So we're going to give from that sense of that overflowing cup, that incredible fullness that you felt when we were singing, and the joy of being in ownership of this building, of these grounds, of this garden. You know, you all allow this place to work and to prosper and to thrive. So I just invite you to put your tithe, your love offering between your hands, and know that it's one of many, many channels of good. Also, if you give in the prosperity class, just bless the basket. If you give automatically, just bless the basket. We also know that if you don't want to write things on that offering card, that there is an opportunity to give automatically at our Wings of Prosperity. So just know that's another way to be part of how the community works. So again, if you'll hold your tithe, your love offering between the beautiful hands that are yours, and infuse it with the spiritual energy that is you. And let's say together our conscious giving blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. How about peace? Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need.
Thank you. Gretchen Goodrich, my heavens, thank you. All right, yay, well, thank you all for being part of our flow. And so let's just breathe into that space that we've created by giving from where we have received. We know that now life wants to fill in that space. Nature abhors a vacuum, so we get ready for unexpected blessings to come into our lives because we have said yes to our divine inheritance. And let's bless our conscious, give our conscious giving blessing together. We are grateful for these gifts of faith and love. We recognize these are signs of our prosperity and highest good. We affirm God is in action right here and right now. Amen. Thank you. We're in the flow. All right, just a couple of things. Greg, as you know, that one of the best things you can do sitting in Chicago traffic is listening to something that makes you laugh and makes you smile. Because sometimes in traffic we forget how wonderful life is. So one of the many ways that you can take Greg home with you is Greg has 7 CDs that are out on his table of Laughter Flow, and a T-shirt that is the digital mind. I'm wrong. Analog mind in a digital world. All right, I'm still, writing out checks and sending emails and all that stuff. So anyway, and the other thing is he has a book called Attila the Gate Agent. We've all met her. All right, so just, Greg, a lot of fun, a lot of joy over there. And we need to keep giving ourselves this healthy dose of laughter. So Greg will be here. We'll have a laughter-filled concert at 6:30 tonight. I invite you to bring your family, your friends, especially yourself, and let this dynamic energy of silliness heal you, because it works every single time. A number of other things this week. We are celebrating another star of Chicago coming through on Wednesday night. Ina Pinkney is going to be here. She was on WGN this week on Friday morning. Every time I turn on the TV, something about unity in Chicago. But she was cooking, and she said that she's going to bring something from her cookbook. We're going to cook from her cookbook, Ina's Taste Memories. And what I'm calling Ina is that it's never too late to cook up your dream, all right? Because Ina did not cook anything till she was 37 years old, and then she started the restaurant that was Ina's, that was in business for 30 years, and then wrote this cookbook about all the stories that inspired these recipes. So at 6 o'clock, we're going to have dinner. We're going to, her assistant's coming in. They're going to cook right out of the cookbook. I think it's frittata and berry crisp and summer salad, 6 o'clock. Please tell us if you're coming, because we're cutting it off at 100 people because, like I said, she was on TV. She said, come to Unity in Chicago. I'm like, oh my gosh, I guess we better get prepared. So she's coming, and then at 7:30, she's going to give a talk about her story of prosperity and creativity, and we'll have Peter Polzak and Nancy Erickson singing. So please come. Big time, big fun. And since I'm living in the now moment, this was going to happen at the first of the service, but now it's happening right now. We want to celebrate all of you that were born in the month of August. So if you were born in August, please rise. We have a rose for you. Come on, I know we have some August birthdays. Yes, yes, yes. Great. And please keep standing. We're going to sing Happy Birthday, and in the place of the names, we're going to say loved ones. So you guys get to receive here, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear loved ones. Happy birthday to you. All right. And because we love to greet one another, I'm going to have you stand and say, I'm glad you were born and I'm glad you're here. So let's stand up and say that to your neighbor, all right? Good segue. We may start doing it. I can do.
Okay. Well, that's just tons of fun. Look what you started. I just have a few announcements before we wrap this up this morning. We're really blessed with the abundance of activities here at Unity in Chicago, so please check your bulletins, and the website gives you lots more information. Our Sunshine Gallery, the big room just outside the doors, is now the place for all of our cash transactions. So when you purchase concert tickets, reserve a date for Sunday Flowers, or have your credit card tithe processed with Christy, you'll want to purchase your tickets for Wednesday Cafe with Ina today. Because we're limiting, like Reverend Heidi said, to 100. So all those transactions take place in the Sunshine Gallery. In the Friendship Room, which is downstairs below us, Katie Mertens will be signing up chefs for our culinary extravaganza on September 6th, the Taste of Unity. We had a fabulous turnout last year, and we're really looking forward to another wonderful event. You will also may pick up your shopping list for our back-to-school drive for Centro Romero's domestic violence program, and you can also drop off the items you've already purchased. And I saw when I was down between services that the donations are beginning to come in the backpacks and the school supplies. Remember how you were excited in the fall, just before school started? We want these children, each of them, to have a backpack, each of them to have brand new school supplies, because they're living in situations that are pretty challenging. So new school pencils, new markers, and new backpacks mean the world. So think about that today when you're out shopping. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be fun. Author, spiritual teacher, and humorist Dr. Pamela Girali's one-woman show, Confessions of a Spiritually Promiscuous Woman, on Thursday, August 14th. That sounds like a ton of fun. And our 25th anniversary celebration continues with a not-to-miss evening on Friday, August 22nd. Plan to join us for a Rib Fest sponsored by our own Ron Baxter at 6:30, followed by a celebration of music at 7:30 with our wonderful stellar lineup of Unity vocalists, Bruce Henry, Josie Falbo, Maggie Bynum, Sean Harris, Tom Logan, Suzanne Palmer, Nancy Erickson, and of course, the Peter Polzak Trio. Be mindful that all of our singers are donating their time for this concert. This is their tithe to the community so that it can be a really generous fundraiser for us. So put that on your calendar and invite your friends. Mm-mm. We don't know. Just mark your calendar, do you? Let's see. A special welcome. We have a beautiful family with us today. And I have to say that when we were doing the song, the meditation, this little one sang and slept quietly through the whole thing. She was just precious. We want to welcome the Clava family today. Reverend Heidi will be christening Dewey and Stefan's Clava's baby girl, Arya Jacqueline. Isn't she precious? She's going to be christened in the gazebo following the service. Isn't that wonderful? She also has a lovely little sister who's been in and out. Anyway, welcome all of you. We're so glad you could be with us today. Who else is here for the very first time? Can I have your raise of hands? Good. Keep them up high so we can see. We have a small gift for you. We're so glad you chose today to come. We never think that's an accident. We always think the day you choose to come is the day that you want to experience this new kind of celebration. Along with the carnation, we welcome you to stop by and visit us at the welcome table in the Sunshine Gallery. We have a welcome CD for you and some other literature. It's also an opportunity for you to ask us some questions if you've got about what we are about and what we do here. And for those of you who have been coming not for a very long time, and if you've got some questions also, please stop by the table. I enjoy the opportunity to talk a little further with you. I get to be on that table today, so come by and see me. Let's see. I think we've got it. I have to say that I'm really pleased this next piece. I was lucky enough to be in the audience 15 years ago or so when Greg introduced us to that wonderful round. And I bought one of these. Does anybody recognize this? Yeah, it's a cassette. I bought that, popped it in my car, cassette player, driving down Lakeshore Drive in the morning on my way to work, singing at the top of my lungs. I can't sing at all. Tears streaming down my face, and my co-transporters were going, have a nice day. It was, for me, a wonderful way to start my day. Helped me focus, get wonderful energy. So now with my pleasure, welcome back, Greg Tamblyn.
So sweet to hear that. Don't get rid of that cassette. They're collector's items. I still have a couple of boxes of those. Anyway, Sherry sort of brings up a good point because Heidi said that I have 7 CDs, and she was talking about how funny they are, but they're actually about half funny and about half pretty. The stuff that's funny is real funny. It's not only half funny. I mean, it's real funny, but half the songs are funny. There's both. Pretty songs, funny songs. You breathe out, I breathe in. We're sharing molecules again. Oxygen and hydrogen, but do you know where your atoms have been? Parts of me were once in you, Genghis Khan and Gandhi too, Jesus Christ and dinosaurs, Princess Di and Dinah Shore. All these atoms everywhere, circle back so we can share. No escaping, yes, it's true. Parts of me were once in you. My whole body, smooth and hairy, is really very temporary. Every year a new epidermis. Maybe next year will be firmer. There's some atom somewhere in Spain I could use back in my brain. They stay a while and then they leave, but they only fit what we can see. All these atoms everywhere circle back so we can share. Like some ever-changing brew, parts of me are now in you. As hard as it might seem to be, parts of you were once a tree, once a fish in the primal soup. Something's dinner, something's poop. 15 billion years ago, the Big Bang was quite a show. All this time, and now here we are. Parts of you were once a star. All these atoms here on Earth get recycled, death to birth. Like some ever-changing brew, parts of me are now in you. All these atoms we've collected only mean that we're connected, since we share what we're made of. Don't you think that calls for love? So take a deep breath, share some atoms, and we'll all be part of the Adams family. And I tell you what, just turn back to the person you were making faces with. Go ahead, turn back, look at them, and just think to yourself, what a lovely bunch of atoms. You know, some of those look like they used to be mine. Well, I hope you're taken care of. So these two Adams were walking down the street, and the first Adam saw the second one, and he said, "Hey, what's the matter? You look a little down." And the second Adam said, "Yeah, I lost an electron." And the first Adam said, "Oh man, are you sure?" And he said, "I'm positive." Hey, I'm positive that we can have fun and we can now ourselves, and that God loves it when we do that. I just want to tell you that we are going to have fun tonight. We're going to laugh a lot. You know, they like to say that 10 minutes of laughter is worth an hour of meditation. So if you come tonight, you won't have to meditate for a whole week. And also, it is safe to bring your friends. They'll still be your friends afterwards. So thanks so much for your attention. See you later. Thank you.
So we can just stay standing, and thank you again, Greg. And y'all come tonight. Not only will you become, your friends will stay with you, they'll stay with you forever when you have these kind of conversations. So let's sing ourselves out.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.